just know that I've had a few UK comics on, and I like doing that. I like having country. Here's what I'm coming around to, and I've told you guys this, is I am a very patriotic American kid, and I have not forgiven any of America's enemies, including Britain, from the 1700s. So if you were an enemy to America, just know that that's how I play. If we're at war with you ever, you're done forever. But Britain, I've said, they're back in. I like them now. Somebody asked me, when are you going to come around to Vietnam? I said, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in my lifetime. I'm not going to be the guy that's sitting Indian style in Central Park eating a Vietnamese sandwich with his family. That's not going to happen. So don't ask me to do that. That won't. But Britain, I'm in. That's why I have these beautiful comics on. The cameras, one of the cameras turned off here in the Chrissy Chaos podcast studio, because that's just what happens. That's just what happens with these. Are these our cameras or the stands cameras?
These are the stands cameras.
These are the stands cameras. Okay. So we're going to just we're moving the podcast out of this fucking studio. We're out of here.
Haven't you been here for like 3 weeks?
We're done. Yeah. We're done. It's just finished. Yeah, that camera's got to turn on. And then I'm not, listen, I'll give you a hint on the guest. I'll give you a hint for our guest. He has no relation to American TV host Mike Rowe, but his name does sound like that. Give you a hint. He's from one of those British cities that's not London. You know, my friend Hattie, shout out Hattie, great girl. She was like, you're going to love, is it Liverpool? I think it's Liverpool.
We're back.
And we're back. Okay, so here it is. I have our guest, this is the head of the trifecta here, the biggest, the most podcast friendly, the funniest guy that has ever come out of whatever city. He tells me he's from outside of London. York is Sherryberry. I don't know what the names of these fucking Worcester sauce, England. This guy, hilarious, kills it. You know him. You love him. Mr. Adam Rowe, everybody.
Hey.
That's it from, it's Have a Word Pod.
It's Have a Word Pod.
Have a fucking word pod. I'd like to have a word with these cameras.
Yeah. That
Dude.
was some expert floundering.
You like that, dude? I'm Flounder, dude. Little Mermaid. How you doing, Adam Rowe?
I'm good. I think I've just about adjusted to the time now. I've been here since Monday, so you really are bringing out the lazy-eyed. Because it seems like it's like a requirement.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
If you have two perfect eyes and you're from the UK, I'm not interested with you on this podcast.
Yeah.
Now, I've asked our previous two UK guests this. I'm going to ask you, who is Robbie Williams?
He's a dancer. He's a backing dancer from the 90s who has finally he eventually picked up the courage to pick up the microphone himself. And,
right.
And now he's a monkey.
Right? And so I've said it again. I've said it twice before. We know how famous he is in the world, but we just don't understand why America is being shown this movie. He doesn't know. People do not even know who he is here. And he is a massive star elsewhere.
So in the UK, he's a household name. But also, everyone in the UK at the minute is also... They've got very similar feelings to what you've got. It's
right.
Like, what?
Right.
Why?
Right. We're trying to figure it out, and hopefully we will one day. Did you see the movie?
No, I haven't seen it yet. So my roommate, my housemate Keelan, who's from Belfast, his mum is like a Robbie Williams super fan. Mm-hmm. So he's like, I gotta go see it. I gotta go fucking see it. And he went and seen it. He's like, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
And everyone else I know who's seen it has been like, just don't
go see it.
It just makes no sense.
Yeah, it's a fascinating thing, and we've all been dumbfounded. But I'm happy that because every comic has come in and given a similar response. But like, he's very famous in the UK, but we even with that being said, we don't understand why he has a movie with a chimpanzee.
Yeah, the chimpanzee thing doesn't have an explanation, so it doesn't matter how many people you get to sit here and try. You could get the director in and sit him here, and they'd be like, "Why the monkey?" And he'd be like, "Fucking." There's no like, oh, this is exactly why we did it. Apart from maybe there's like the tenuous link. Oh, I feel like a dancing monkey or whatever, but he. You know, a really big boy band in the 90s, and the guy in the middle, Gary Barlow, was like he was the talent. He was writing, he was singing, but like Robbie was always like getting the attention of like the girls and stuff. And Gary sort of hated him. This is from like my sort of interpretation of it. I was too young at the time to really be part of like the mania of it, but like Gary's like, oh, why'd you like him? Like he's the fucking idiot who can't sing. He's just there because he looks a bit cool. And then Robbie's like, no, they all just want me. So then they went and did solo careers.
Right.
And Robbie's solo career was so much bigger than Gary's, but then Gary is still seen as like the brains of the.
Let me tell you, I'm stressed because I made a bet with John the father Grady over here, that the Buffalo Bills would get to the Super Bowl, not thinking they actually would. And if they win this weekend against the Ravens, they're going to get probably to the Super Bowl. And just one ticket, it's like $5,000 a ticket, plus flights, plus hotels. And I don't have any more Marriott Bonvoy points, so I got to actually pay for this shit. And I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do. I want to back out of this bet, but I guess I can't.
In the UK, even a big sports game, and obviously it's predominantly football or soccer. It's like the ticket prices don't fluctuate depending on the team, really. Like for the FA Cup final or the Champions League final, like a baseline ticket will be a maximum of £100, but then they go to like resale sites because like touts will buy them, and then they are thousands from them. But from the original like vendor, it's never that. That's because that's like the baseline here, isn't it? Like I went to the Jets Rams in December. Yeah, I brought my girl out here for Christmas, and I was like, the day we fly home, the Jets play the Rams. I've always wanted to go to an NFL game in the States because I've been to the London ones. Yeah. So we went, and it was like $450 per ticket for a game that nobody gave a fuck about. Right. Like there's like Jets super fans next to me dressed in absolutely everything. Yeah. And they're just not even watching the game. Yeah. They just don't care. And I was like, the game was terrible. The Rams were just about good enough to beat like a Jets team who couldn't like like my favorite moment of the whole thing, because obviously they've invested heavily in Aaron Rodgers. There's a guy like 2 rows behind us, and Rodgers is just like throwing like 2 complete passing complete, like just nowhere near his targets. And he goes, "Okay, Aaron, let's try and suck a little less just on this one play, okay, buddy? Just on this one play." And he fucking launches it miles away, and he goes, "I guess not. At least this guy's consistent, and that's what we were paying him for."
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like the thing is too, like with American sports and like the money and all that stuff is like, this economy is like not good in America, but yet people will fucking pay $2,000. They'd rather not eat. They will sacrifice food to go watch a fucking 4-13 team like the Jets. Yeah. Isn't that wild? And that doesn't happen in the UK, you're saying.
Well, I mean, Liverpool have been quite good for about...
That's where you're from, Liverpool.
Yeah, well done.
I was thinking Manchester, but it's fucking Liverpool.
It's Liverpool.
Which, by the way,
can't get them confused either.
Liverpool's a cool city.
It's fucking great.
It is, but I guess just because I'm from the US, I just don't like being outside London.
Yeah, but like London... So whenever people say New York and London are similar to me, I'm like, they're not. Like if you really pay attention and look at it, I think New York is like several Liverpools. Okay. And especially because like in London, I was talking to Schultz about this. When Schultz come over and did like his big like headline show in the UK, he texted me, and he's always like obsessed with like the cultural, like in the city. He wants to know about the city.
Sure. Yeah.
And he texted me and he's like, "I'm in London, I can't figure out what's going on." And I was like, there's no identity to a Londoner, especially in central London. Like, almost everyone who lives in central London wasn't born there, wasn't raised there. They've all moved there. There's no like, this is who we are here. New York does, like a New Yorker. If you say New Yorker, it puts fucking you in.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm from here.
Yeah. And in Liverpool, like a Scouser, like someone from Liverpool, there's an identity to that.
They are from, generations have lived in Liverpool.
Yeah. It's very, like, it's changing a little bit now because London and Manchester are getting a bit more expensive. So people are starting to move to Liverpool, especially for comedies, like Hattie.
Yes, Hattie's great.
Like she's moved to Liverpool because there's a great comedy club there. Because there's a great comedy club there, there's loads of like bar shows that are sprouting up, and there's a proper scene building. There's a lot of podcasts there. So people are starting to move there, not just in our industry, but generally. So there's more and more. There's also 3 universities. So there's loads of students who tend to stick around now. But like generally speaking, if you go into a store in Liverpool, the person serving you's going to be from Liverpool.
Right.
Like there's an identity to the people there, and that's why I love it. Like I come out here 2 or 3 times a year because I just fucking love New York.
Yeah.
And I love I love the speed of it. I love how you can go over to Brooklyn, take it slower. You're in Manhattan, it's get out the fucking way.
Yeah.
You're in a deli, it's what the fuck do you want? You don't know, well then go and fucking stand over there till you decide. Like,
yes.
And I've been here so often now that when people can't New York,
yeah,
I get annoyed.
yeah.
I'm like, you should be better than this.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I it's interesting you say that because for us, for New Yorkers, there's times where we would say nobody's from New York anymore. Everyone's fucking moving in. It's only when you leave New York City and you come out to the outer boroughs, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, then it's like people are from New York. But like in Manhattan, right? Like right now where we are, like, downtown, whatever, Manhattan, we would say there's many people who are, like Schultz. He's a guy who's from Manhattan. There's not many of him left anymore, where it's just like, that's funny how you think, because I thought everybody was from London because they all have the British accents, but you would be able to tell, but you're not, that guy's not from London, they're from somewhere else.
Totally.
Yeah.
And like the accent game in the UK is fucking insane because like even within Liverpool, I can tell you which like area of Liverpool they're from.
Wow.
So like I'm from sort of towards the north side. My accent softened a lot because of stand-up.
You're an original Liverpool kid.
Yeah. I've never lived anywhere else apart from I lived in Chester, which is 40 minutes outside of Liverpool for a year, and that was it. I went back. The north side of Liverpool is very fast. It's very harsh. It's very almost Middle Eastern. It's fucking It's Conor McGregor meets fucking like
Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, literally. Like,
yes.
And then South Liverpool, which is where I live now, is a lot slower. It's a more like the Beatles.
Right.
It's a lot slower, and everyone sounds like they've just had some fucking weed, and it's just, hey, I'll put the kettle on. Like, that's a lot. If my accent softened a lot because of stand-up and traveling and whatever. And but if like when my comic mates who aren't from Liverpool, like even from London, and if you like met my little brother.
Yeah,
you'd be like that isn't English.
You're right.
It can't be.
Like I can't even understand what he's saying. Probably.
You're like Chris. Podcast going well tonight. Yeah. Podcast going well. Yeah. No, you going doing any gigs tonight? Yeah. I'll meet you for a fucking drink after the show.
Yeah. You're just like what?
What do you think I just said?
Yeah. It's funny because when I went to Hot Water Comedy Club in Liverpool, which it's truly fantastic. I mean, that room was great. But the owner who like looks like he could be like in a Guy Ritchie movie who'll like just throw you in the back of a trunk guy, he was talking to me. I didn't know what he was saying.
Yeah.
But I was just politely nodding because he's massive.
So were you talking to Paul or Binty?
I don't know. They both of they're one or the other, but they were both pretty, physically imposing guys.
Yeah.
But
did you
really
meet both
nice.
of them?
There were 2 guys there. Yeah.
Okay. Let me
pull up a picture.
I need to know which one you.
They were nice guys, but I was just like, I just kept saying yes. Yeah, but Hot Water Comedy Club, that was probably one of the best clubs in the whole country at this point.
Oh,
it
genuinely. And so, when were you there?
I was there in June, so 6 months ago.
Okay, so they were still in their
construction phase.
So did you do the new place, like the big new place?
It's like out on the outskirts of the city, it feels like, in like a mallish. They have a big food court and all that.
Oh, yeah. So you've done the new place?
I've done the new place, yeah.
Yeah, it's spectacular.
And is it fully renovated now and done? Like the green room? I was sitting in a green room that had like live electrical wires, and whoever the guy, Paul or Benny, was like, just don't fucking touch anything. And I was just like, because it wasn't like, don't touch my shit. It was like, if you touch that, you're going to get electrocuted. But he had me sitting in there, and they just gave me, I asked for water, and the guy just came in with a case of water, like as if I was being interrogated by the police. Like they just threw water, and I just sat there, and I was like in these concrete walls. But he was like that were under renovation.
So Hot Water have always. So that's their 3rd venue now. They ran bar shows for years and nightclubs and stuff, and then this is the 3rd like purpose-built venue, and every single one of them. They've just got to a point with the build where they're like, it's not ready, but we're fucking opening.
Yeah, that's how this guy,
Like, the first one they built, like, on launch night. And they're my home club. I've been with, like, I did my first ever show for them. And, like, their launch night, I had a show, like, an hour away. Yeah. And I was like, can I just come and just, like, because it's the first night in the first purpose-built club this city has ever had, I'll go on after the headliner. Can I just drop in and do a little thing? And I got there and it was just chaos.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is everyone like stood? What's going on? And they were like, oh, we've only managed to build one toilet. So there was 200 people there
with one toilet.
Wow! And they're like, we need it to get open. They'll all be ready tomorrow, but like tonight, there's just one toilet.
So what? So everyone just fucking had to wait online for that toilet. PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. Even your mama could be on PrizePicks. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. Here we do. Like for example, look, it's playoff time, right? So it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with PrizePicks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. You can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks. So PrizePicks, they also offer MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account in the sports session, so that's good. So here we go. Like, this is an example. Think like Lamar Jackson will get more than 250 passing yards next week, or will Patrick Mahomes pass more than 1.5 touchdowns? Cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this season when you and your crew run your game on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinion into real money all season long on PrizePicks. Here we go. Listen. Download the app today. Use the code CHAOS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Download the app today and use code CHAOS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Love you, PrizePicks. Thank you so much. I mean, it really is a great app. Just use it. PrizePicks, run your game. Download the app today. Use code CHAOS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Shipstation, baby. Make ship happen, folks. Listen, life in general can be chaotic, but if you're in charge of order fulfillment for an e-commerce business like we are, you know that it's a special kind of chaos. But with Shipstation, you can count on your day-to-day remaining calm. You can focus on other parts of your business because you never have to worry about shipping and fulfillment again with Shipstation. Dude, it is so easy to automate ship tasks and manage orders in one simple dashboard. I mean, Vito, hasn't it been so much easier just using Shipstation? And you like that now Shipstation makes it easier because this way I don't hit you with the bamboo anymore. Yeah, we're sending more shirts out than ever before. Yeah, because Vito, what happened was the shirts wouldn't get out on time, and then I'd beat them with bamboo like they do in Singapore if you spit on the ground. Yeah. And it was weird, but he was also BlueChewed up, so he was also getting hard. It was a weird thing. But Shipstation makes our life so much easier. Over 130,000 companies have grown their e-commerce business with Shipstation, and 98% of the companies that stick with Shipstation for a year become customers for life, papa. Seamlessly integrate with services and selling channels you already use and manage orders on one easy dashboard, baby. Deliver a better customer experience with industry-leading scalable features that help ensure accuracy, get shipments out the door faster, and keep customers happy with automated tracking updates with your company's branding. Right now, go to Shipstation.com and use code CHAOS to sign up for your free trial. That's Shipstation.com. Code CHAOS. Get that free trial. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to Shipstation today.
Yeah. So, and I should have got there, and had to run on stage, and they were like, "You got time. You got 40 minutes." Yeah.
Could you imagine you were that guy that had to take a shit?
Was it with either of those guys?
Dude, it was this guy. It was that guy.
On the right. That's Binti.
Binti, yeah.
Yeah. So they're both brothers.
Yeah.
And they
are like, I'm assessing this correctly. Like, they are guys that will beat you up and throw you in a river.
Well, Binti's like a very gentle giant.
Yes.
But also I've seen Binti angry. Right. Like on a night out years ago. And it's fucking terrifying.
Right.
But like Binti's the cuddliest, most gentle man in the world. Paul, his brother, who it like. So Binty he builds the club with his bare fucking hands, and he books all the comics, and he's there pretty much day to day. Paul is sort of the business mind behind it, and he built this social media like giant with them and made the club like it's world famous now. People travel to the city for it.
Yeah,
and it's they complement each other really well.
Right.
But I wouldn't want to fight either of them.
No. I remember like going with Hattie there, and I was like, and then because she went up on stage, and I was just sitting alone in this concrete room with him, and I was just like, what is fucking happening? I mean, but that club was also amazing. The best sets I've ever had in the whole of the UK have been in Liverpool, in Hot Water, and then in Dublin, Ireland. They felt very similar to me comedy-wise. Okay. London felt a little bit more like upscale. Like, I love the city, but the audience was a little bit like uptight and like, we don't laugh at that.
Yeah, totally. And also what I think about UK audiences is the rougher the city, like the suburbs of it, the better the show. Yeah. So like Liverpool's a great city, but it's got a lot of poverty and stuff around it. And when people's lives are a little bit shit and difficult, they want comedy. Sure. Because they're like, we need to, and they'll also laugh at themselves, and they'll laugh at the worst situation and whatever. Right. Whereas people who are in like the nicest areas of like Cambridgeshire, you go down there and it's people who are just like, I have a kitchen island. Like, why do I need you? Yeah. Like, they don't fucking want to laugh at all.
Nobody has a kitchen island in the suburbs of Liverpool, right?
I do.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
I am Brenton though. So.
Yeah. But still, that have a word.
Glasgow.
Glasgow.
You should do Glasgow.
I did do Glasgow. I did Glasgow on that trip, and that was another amazing place. I really do. I'm like I've said it last week. I don't want to leave New York or travel because I have my kids and I don't want to leave my kids, but I desperately just want to be in the UK at all times. When I go to the UK, I just feel like the truly purpose me, to the point where I genuinely believe in my heart that I definitely was either a soldier killed in a battle in the UK or I lived in the UK and I fell off a dock. But I believe that at some point in my existence as a soul, I was in the UK.
Okay.
I believe it, dude. I love it. I love the weather. I love the people. I actually like the food. People shit on the food. I'm like, I'm having great meals out here.
I mean,
I don't know why.
I see a lot of people shitting on UK food, and I mean, it's like anywhere else where if you're in Times Square and you try and get pizza and you just walk into the first pizza place, you'd be like, the pizza in New York, shit. Yeah. You'd be like, this is horrific. Yeah. Like, you just need one person to go, don't go there, go there. Right. And then the food's fucking great.
Dude, the best pizza I've had, probably only other pizza I've had that's as good has been in New York, was the pizza in Belfast.
Where did you go?
I've
seen this place. Yeah, I've seen this place.
Shout out Flout in Belfast. That pizza, first of all, it's amazing. You go in and you're like in Belfast, so it's like, going down the street, you don't even think there'll be a pizzeria there. And then not only is there a pizzeria there, and the owner, I believe, is from Belfast himself. The guy is great. They're playing like Wu-Tang and like New York rap, and you're like, am I home?
I'm home.
And this guy's whipping up pizzas, and you're like, dude, this is the best pizza I've ever. Flout Pizza in Belfast, I'm telling you, dude, is probably the second best pizza I've ever had in my life outside Lucali's in Brooklyn, which is like probably the number one pizzeria in the world.
Okay, I haven't been there yet.
Go to Lucali's in Brooklyn.
So I normally stay in Brooklyn. I'm staying in Brooklyn now, and Lindustry's always been my like go-to.
That's great too. But I'm telling you, go to Lucali's in Brooklyn, and it's exactly what you want. It's exactly what you want. It's a guy who fucking owns a pizzeria that's amazing, that literally just, did 15 years in prison and learned how to make pizza in prison.
Okay.
That's what you want.
So in all of the UK, like our sort of like night eats. Yeah. So in Liverpool, there's a place called American Pizza Slice, and that's my favorite pizza in the city because it's New York style pizza. They also do Chicago and Detroit style now as well. Right. Like they think.
See, that's funny that you're going to say it's good, because if I was in Europe and I saw something that said American Pizza Slice, I'd be like, I'm not going in there. Yeah, it's a bad name for Americans.
Yeah, totally. I understand why you wouldn't go there, but it's a New York style slice of pizza, and you're not going to get better than it in the UK. Like, it's not as good as Lindustry. It's not, but it is the
best in the UK. And I guess, you know what? If we're honestly talking about it, if in England, if in the United States, there was a place that said, the name of the thing was, fucking British mushy peas, I'd be like, I want to eat that. I want to go in British mushy peas, but you would say I'm not eating that. It's got to be some other name, like Chadwick's or something.
And this is I think the misconception. Like obviously we call them chippies, like fish and chip places.
Yes.
But like in Liverpool, every single fish and chip place also does Chinese food. So Chinese is like a big part.
Not cooked by Chinese though. Or they are cooked by the Chinese.
In Liverpool, every single member of staff in a fish and chip shop is Chinese. They got a contract a couple of 100 years ago.
Wow.
And they've still fucking
That's like Indian people here at Dunkin' Donuts. It's just everybody at Dunkin' Donuts is staffed to be Indian. Everyone at chippy shops in Liverpool are Chinese. Very interesting.
I had a bit... I put a special out in November, and my favourite bit...
Where can people see it?
At YouTube.
YouTube. Go to Adam Rowe's YouTube.
YouTube.com/haveawordpod. It's on the podcast.
Have a word pod, baby. Biggest pod in the UK. That's right, motherfucker.
It's well worth your time. And my favourite bit on the special, it's called What's Wrong With Me. But my favourite bit is about the Chinese chippies in Liverpool, because the Chinese woman who works there, like, her accent is more like my little brother's than it is like mine. It's so thick, and fast, and you like it. What you want? What are you having? What are you, yeah, no worries. I get Kung Pao chicken. Get you that right now. But then she speaks fluent Mandarin.
Wow.
She'll shout your order in Mandarin to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it's honest, like the juxtaposition of watching her talk to you and then to the Chinese people.
Yeah.
It's fucking mind.
So she was born and raised in Liverpool then. This woman.
Yeah.
See, that always blows my mind too, to see like an Asian person with like a Jamaican accent, or because you don't expect it. It happened to me in Dublin. I went into Dublin. I love sweets. I love muffins. When I come, like even when I went to Liverpool, I forgot, but I must have been asking, where are the best pastries? I want to find the pastry.
Lunco.
She might have taken me there.
It's near where she lives, actually. It's outside the city on the area I live in Edgbeth. Next time you're back, Lunco. So we're always looking for pastries, whatever. And we go to Dublin and we find this, this muffin shop, and the guy is Chinese guy, like a full Chinese guy, and he looked like a Chinese from here. The guy, fucking full Chinese. I love how that's to an American guy. That's full Chinese. He looks like a Chinese from New York. Full Chinese.
He's a full Chinese guy, shaved head. Fucking, wearing a jacket, like his colors don't match, picking his nose, like full Chinese, and you're like, this guy's undercover for the CCP. And so I'm looking at him and I go, hey buddy, can I get a toasted muffin? And he's just like looking at me, and I'm expecting full just Chinese accent back, how it would be, and yes, whatever it is. And I love it. And I'm accepting. I love all Asian people.
Wake him up?
Yes, he would go like this. and so that's and that's Chinese. But he said, instead he goes, and so I'm just waiting. I'm looking at him, and he goes, "Would you like a bit of butter?" And I was like, "What?"
He was Japanese all along.
Yeah, he goes, "Would you like a bit of butter?" And I was like, holy shit, where are you from? And he was like, Dublin. And I was like, wow, I didn't know they had you. And it just blows my mind. Like, if you ever watched the Bob Marley documentary, Bob Marley, when they're talking to his family, he has a couple of members of his family born and raised in Jamaica that are fully white, like as white as us. And then they just are like, you Bob Marley, me uncle, Rasta, Boomba. And you're like, what? Come to Jamaica and feel alright. How many white people you think get off the plane in Jamaica and just sing that song? And like, hate these white devils. Dude, you got good hair. I'm trying to grow my hair out like you, so it flips up in the back. Dude, I want to feel like a medieval knight. Like, you got medieval knight hair.
It's an experiment that I started maybe a year ago, and everyone in my life's like, oh, it looks so much better. And I don't know. Like, sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's good. And then other times I'm just like, it looks like real scruffy.
When you wake up, does your hair look wild in the morning?
Fucking insane.
Yeah, me too. That's the thing. When I wake up, my hair is like covering my ears, like almost like a Princess Leia. Yeah. Like, I look like a trans person. I look fully trans when my hair in the morning.
Well, I'm a bad, like, hypochondriac, like super bad health anxiety. So when I wake up sometimes and my hair's is covering my ears. I just think I've gone deaf.
Really?
You know when I wake up and it's like a muffled sound. I've gone deaf. And I'm like, oh no,
shit, that's it. Wait, so
it.
what made you decide to start growing out your hair?
You know what it was? I did a show with a friend of mine who. He's been doing comedy like a little longer than I have. Like, you know, he's been going about 15 years maybe.
You're 15 years in?
14.
14. Yeah. So what was that, 2009? 10? I started 2009.
Yeah. 27th of June 2010.
Have a word.
The day Germany knocked England out of the World Cup.
Hell yeah.
And the show was 32 people. 28 of them were my friends and family, and 2 of them were Hungarian tourists who thought they were going into a nightclub. And
I get it.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
But I did a show with a friend of mine, and I sat down in the green room and he just goes to me, and he wasn't like joking. He just goes, "Do you think you're always going to have that haircut?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Oh, I've just known you like 14 years and you just always had that fucking haircut."
Yeah.
And I just went away and I was like, I thought about it and I was like, I wonder if everyone is thinking this. Like, that's the narcissist.
That was actually the thing. That was actually the thing about you. Is when I first heard about you a couple of years ago, they were like, "Isn't that the kid that's had the same fucking haircut for 20 years in the UK?"
Yeah.
I like it like that. BlueChew, thank you for sponsoring this episode and my boner, guys. BlueChew wants to get those penises rock hard, folks. Everybody loves a rock hard penis. I want to see your rock hard penis. BlueChew, same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra. BlueChew tablets are made right here in the USA, so nothing is better than a Freedom Boner. I mean, every time I take a BlueChew, my dick's red, white, and blue. Here's the thing. The best part, it's all done online, okay? That means no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. You take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. BlueChew wants men rock hard. They told me that's the mission. They will not stop until every man is bricked up like a brick shithouse, till every tent is pitched, till every rod is raised. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. I really, really, really want to see those rock hard penises, fellas. So, or if you've transitioned and you have a penis now, if you have a penis attached to your body and it's getting rock hard with BlueChew, I want you to send that to me, okay? And we've got a special deal for our audience. Try BlueChew free. Just pay $5 shipping at checkout when you visit BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank BlueChew for sponsoring Chrissy Chaos and sponsoring my boner. February 14th, 15th, I will be working on my new hour at Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco. That's NBA All-Star Weekend, so you know we all getting AIDS up in that motherfucker. March 14th, Tampa, Florida. I'll be at the Tampa Theater. Tampa Tony will be there. If you want to get tickets to that show, get them now. The show is almost sold out because you know Tampa Tony's going to be there with diabetes socks pulled up to his nutsack. March 15th, Plaza Live, Orlando, Florida. I'm going to be up in that bitch with goofy ears. Then March 30th, Providence, Rhode Island at the Veterans Memorial Auditorium. Go to chrisdcomedy.com. You know me, I'm Chrissy the Colonist, Chrissy Northeast, so you know those shows will sell out. I want you to get tickets now. Go to chrisdcomedy.com, and we are adding more dates. We are adding more cities. But come, the big dates you got to think about, January 18th, Live History Hyenas podcast. Washington, D.C., February 14th, 15th, Happy Valentine's Day, San Francisco, Cobb's Comedy Club. I'm kissing the whole front row on the lips. March 14th, Tampa, Florida, my dad's compression socks. March 15th, Orlando, Florida, Plaza Live. Last time I was in Disney, I got an STD. March 30th, Providence, Rhode Island, Chrissy Clam Chowder, ChristyComedy.com. Come see it. I'm engaged now. My life's over. And I feel like it's more dynamic. You look good with a hat on. Now you've reached the level now, that phase where it's awkward. Now it just looks good. I fucking have to gel my hair back. And I look like an asshole. Vito, should I cut my hair? Yes or no?
I like the long hair. I think you should keep it going. I want it to get long as hell.
Right.
I want you to have hair like I used to have down here.
Down here. John, what do you say?
Do not cut.
Because John, if you look at John, he's got a curly fro. That's what I want. Like his curls up in the back. He's got wavy hair. My hair's pinned straight like a Chinese girl. See, yours is wavy though. You have any product in?
A little bit of product, yeah.
A little bit of product.
So
that's the thing. Even though you're like a manly guy from Liverpool, and you say, "Oh, I got a New acid from Brooklyn." If you're doing comedy, we're just a little gay. We have a little bit of sugar in our tanks.
Yeah. I've seen 3 musicals.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw the Play That Goes Wrong a couple of days. I'm going to plays now. Have you seen that Play That Goes Wrong?
I loved it. Yeah, I saw it a few
years
ago.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
You ever see the Play That Goes Wrong? Let me tell you something. The Play That Goes Wrong. It was an unbelievable play. It starts off, you don't know what's happening, and then you're like, wow, this is getting good. But then I had to leave at intermission because my fucking babysitter needed me to get the kids. But so I didn't actually see the second half of the play, but I did like the first. I can tell you that one half of the play that goes wrong is nuts. Can you tell me what happens in the second half?
I don't remember. I saw it years ago, but it's great. I spoke to somebody this weekend who saw it, and they told me it's so like incredibly immersive that like she was sitting in the balcony and can see the crew, and the crew throughout the show is just like swiping through Tinder and like scrolling on Instagram to like really be in the aspect of like we're not paying attention right now.
Wow. That's all. Yeah, dude, they were doing crowd work
before the show, right? Yeah.
No, even during the show.
Yeah.
Even during the show, I was like, holy shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, and I was like, I mean, it's so funny that like, no matter what kind of medium you're in, stand-up comedy or a Broadway play, crowd work crushes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, far and away, the biggest laughs from the first half of the play that I saw was the crowd work. When they went into the crowd, and I could tell that some of it was prepared bits, but the audience, it's almost like it's a double-edged sword to be a comic because it's very difficult to just sit back and relax and laugh.
Yeah.
To be cathartic, to like get it off your chest, because every time, like even in this play, you know, my girl's laughing, the crowd, and I'm telling her, I'm like, that's a crowd work bit, and she's like, just will you watch the play?
Yeah. We're the worst people in the world.
I'm like, yeah, but dude, that's bullshit. Like that literally is bullshit. And she's like, honey, just watch the play. And then there was one thing that he did where I was like, okay, I think he may have actually just riffed that. I mean, and then then instead of enjoying it, I'm like, that was a good riff. And then you start to self-implode. You're like, why don't I riff like that? I should be a better riffer. I mean, this guy's fucking Broadway gay actor, and he's better riffer than me. And you know, and so you just can't enjoy comedy at all. That's why I think personally, for me, the most enjoyment comes from either watching sports or watching history. I like history so much because I can control it in my mind. It's in the past because comedy just doesn't work for me. Like I respect comedians. I'm like, that guy's really funny, but they don't do anything for me cathartically.
So yeah, I was talking to Dan, who's the co-host of our show, about this recently, and like for me, like my favorite comics, I don't laugh at. The ones that I think are the best at it, I appreciate what they're doing rather than. But then like I'll watch like a Brian Regan clip.
Oh yeah,
and I'm just like. He's not someone I like talk about when people are like, "Ooh, the best comics in the world." But I think he must be, because every time I watch a clip, I'm fucking dying laughing because it's silly.
Yeah.
So that's what makes me laugh. Is fucking silliness. But like it's like I almost don't have the same level of respect as I do for like something that like Bill Burr will do, where it's like,
because
you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Because like even that's funny you mentioned Brian Regan, because there are times where I'll be like on the subway or like just dozing off or whatever, and I'll think of a Brian Regan bit.
Yeah.
And I will just laugh. So maybe I should take it back, because maybe a comic like Brian Regan actually does help me.
Yeah.
Like just laugh, because he's so his bit, one of his favorite bits. I may have said this on the show already before. One of his favorite one, and I think it'll make sense to you here in the U.S. But he goes, you know, he's fucking jumping around, you know, whatever, doing his thing, and he goes, I wanna open up a second NBA franchise in Miami. Do you know this bit? No. He goes, I want to open up a second NBA franchise in Miami. He was like, just so at the press conference, when they go, Brian, what's the name of your new franchise in Miami? He's going to go, well, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. And it's just a laugh. It's just a joke that, you know, and I remember, I'm like, even now, like I know the punchline, but sometimes I'll just put "it's not the heat, it's the humidity" in YouTube and just watch it and laugh and then move on with my day. So I actually take back everything I just said in the past 10 minutes of this podcast. That comedy is cathartic for me, and the answer to that is Brian Regan.
Well, I'm glad we worked through that.
Thank you.
Know?
Yeah. I'm very quick to capitulate. I am Chrissy Capitulation. I am very. That's why if like I ever went through a divorce, like she would just
she'd get everything.
Everything, but even if we had a prenup, because I would just be like, well, if 1 minute of pushback, I'd be, take it, just take. You know what? I'm wrong. Take it. I don't know why I am the way I am. Like I am so quick to give everything up. I mean, absolutely immediately.
Oh, we are the opposite.
We've talked about this on the show before, but like I had like a dope home on Staten Island, great price, great mortgage rate, great everything. And I mean, I literally had, it was 5 minutes of one random day where I was like, maybe I should sell my house. And then all I needed was one person to say that's probably a good idea. And then I just fully sold it. So, but like most people would have said, of course you're not going to do that. But I did it. And so there's something wrong with my fucking brain where I can't stop it. Once a thought starts growing, I just can't stop it, and I just keep going.
How did the inspection go?
We are not getting the house on Staten Island. Yes, that house is out.
Are you trying to buy somewhere else now?
I was going to try to buy another house on Staten Island, and here's the reason. No, it's a good reason, actually.
I believe you.
Actually, we made a better choice. We made a good choice. We inspected this home on Staten Island that we were going to go live in. We were happy to see it. It's beautiful nice backyard. No pool. Very important for us to have a pool, only because our kids love it. Our kids. Some people are like, I would never have a pool. The fucking maintenance. You only get it 3 months a year. And I'm like, I get that, but my kids want to be in the pool. They're Puerto Rican. They live in the water. They're like fucking the avatars that live in the water. So I need my kids to just be swimming at all times. So they love it. And I'll heat that fucking pool 12 months a year because that's where Puerto Ricans thrive. I've known them for 10 years. They're good in the water. That's, as a matter of fact, when they start failing, when they're not doing good in school, I just throw them in the water. They do better. They're like chia pets. So they grow. This place that we got, beautiful view, gorgeous. This land that we wanted to put a pool in, the inspector is like, hey, you could probably put a pool in. He goes, but there is a small issue. And I was like, what? He goes, there's a pond underneath this grass. So the grass, they just put dirt over a pond.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't have a pool there. He's not telling you that, but that is the reason why they don't have a pool there. I'm almost guaranteeing you. He said, so the money so what you have to do is obviously dig for the pool, then drain this pond, and then put a titanium basin in, which costs a lot of money, and then put a pool inside of a pool. Chill.
And you can't afford that and a trip to the fucking Super Bowl.
It's one or the other. And I looked the kids in the eyes and I said, kids, we picked John. and so we couldn't do it. And then there was like this land that came with the house that we were like, oh, well, we have these, maybe we could sell it. Maybe we can build a house in there. And the inspector's like, yeah, more bad news. This land is in a certain type of permit zone that you have to put up retaining walls and then exfill the land and then remove this invasive species plant called Japanese knotweed, which is covered in that. He was like, so you're looking at a lot of money to do all that. And so I was like, all right, well then I shouldn't get the house then. He was like, listen, I'm not your dad. He was like, but I will tell you that, because he was an older guy, he was like, if you were my son, I would say don't buy this house at this price. There's a reason why it's sitting on the market for so long, because it's beautiful and has a view of the city. So you're like, why is this house been on the market for a year?
Yeah.
And like, because the guy wants a really high number, and you got a lot of problems. So now we've backed out of that, but then we've immediately put an offer in on a home on Long Island that we haven't even looked at. We just look nice on Zillow, and that's the show.
Put an offer in without looking at it?
No, you can't do that.
I had an offer accepted on a house a couple of weeks ago. So I went but here's the thing. I'm really happy with it, and it's where I want to be, and it's a lovely house, and it's the right size and all this sort of stuff. But I'd seen another house a couple of weeks before, and I bid for it, and then they came back. I don't know whether you do this in the US, but 7 people had bid for the house. So
yes,
it went
those in the US. We call those people that bid for the house Chinese. Do they have all cash? Because that's what the Chinese do here. They just fucking buy everything in cash, and you cannot compete with them.
It went to what they call best and final.
Sure.
So it's like you put whatever your maximum bid is, and we'll see how you get on. So the house was up for $325,000, right?
Pounds.
Yes.
Which who knows what that is in American? There's
about $450, right?
If you say so.
And I went to 352 because in my head I was like, right. Someone's going to go to 350 if they really want it.
Right.
So that means if someone's clever, they'll go 351. And I'm going to out-clever them and go 352. Long story short, someone went 365. And oh, shit. Right?
Yeah.
So then I go to this other house, and it was up for 340. And the guy showing me around was the owner of the house.
Now, is this a good price house for Liverpool? Is the housing market, are houses astronomically high? Is this a normal price house? How is it?
So Liverpool's, like, although people are starting to move there, it's not like they're more expensive than they were 5 years ago by quite a bit. But like, that is so, like, I'm buying a 3-bedroom house for 300.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like a house like that house in London is $1 million.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Easy.
Over.
Yeah.
Maybe I got to move to Liverpool. Could that be the answer? Could I get my kids to school in Queens if we lived in
good
Liverpool?
Idea.
Yes. If I just got a bunch of British Airway buddy passes.
What are you gonna do about the bagel shops?
That's right. Do you have a bagel shop in Liverpool?
We do have a bagel shop. It's called
Yeah.
The Bagelry, and they've got 2 locations.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How far from your house? Can you walk there?
I could walk it in about 40 minutes. I could drive it in 5.
No, I can't do it then. I gotta be 10 minutes or under at a bagel store.
Bagels are just a bit fucking overrated.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is that anti-Semitic? Because
Yeah.
you don't like? Yes.
Yeah.
You know you don't think that.
What?
You moved because you like bagels so much.
I do love bagels. Yeah.
But you didn't even. You said bagels are overrated just now.
Right. Because I'm capitulating.
I just think they're good. They're just better. you know?
Yeah. So okay, so now you're in at 340,000 pounds, which is allegedly 420 something thousand American, but we have not confirmed.
I viewed the whole house and I liked it. And the guy showed me around the house. He wasn't like the estate agent or the realtor. He was the guy who owns the house.
They call real estate agents estates agents. They drop the real.
Yeah, it's
I
just
like
estate
that in the
agent.
UK.
Yeah.
If I was a real estate agent here in the US, I would say I'm an estates agent because the real estate drop real. I'm an estates agent.
Yeah.
I like that, dude. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And I went to the guy. I was like, "Have you had any offers on the house?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Is there a price I could give you now,
Right.
where you would just take this off the market and just give me it?"
Smart.
And he goes, "I don't know, maybe." And like, I was like, "Is this guy playing hardball, or has he just never sold a house before? Like, I don't know." What
Yes,
one
or
it is."
is he just setting you up for a gay porn?
So I was like, It was up for 340, and I went, "I'll give you 350." And he goes, "Done."
Done.
And he goes, right, and he's got a dog, and he literally immediately shakes my hand and immediately turns to his dog and goes, "Minnie, we're going to the pub." And I was like,
Yeah.
there's no way anyone else has offered anywhere near what I've
340,
just-
yeah.
He's taken his dog
Yeah.
for a celebratory
Yeah.
pint.
He would have given it to you for 320. Yeah. You better fucking hope that Patreon keeps going up. Now you just overpaid 40,000 pounds.
Oh.
But you're in now, though.
It's in the process.
Congrats, man. Is that your first home?
It'll be the first one I've owned. I've had like one little problem since and of course it happened when I was on the plane from fucking Manchester to here, in that the house my little brother lives in, my name's
The
on
kid who we don't know what he's saying ever. We
No.
can't understand a word
You
he's saying.
can't. And my name is on the lease and everything because my credit's never been great, but his credit is just they wouldn't even give him a bin bag to sleep in.
Right.
So he hadn't paid his water bill, but it was in my name. So they put like a mark on my credit file. So the people who have given me the mortgage was like, "Oh, there's a new mark on the credit file." And I was like, "It's nothing to do with me." So I had to ring the water company. I was like, "I've told you I don't live there anymore."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, but no one else has told us they live there, so we have to send it to you."
Yeah.
I was like, "No, that's not. I haven't lived there for 2 years."
Yeah.
Like, go and knock on the door, and someone will answer it, and it won't be me.
Right.
So it's been
But so you'll get through that, and then you're going to move in with the missus? Is it your home?
She will move in. We've only been together about 6 months, but she lives nearby, and
Fuck, it's 6 months, dude. Are you kidding me? By the time I knew my girl for 6 months, we already had a kid. We actually
I've got
almost
some
had
news
a kid.
for you there.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, no, it's my kid. It was born premature and it was already 3 years old, but it's my kid.
She'll move in definitely eventually, and it won't be too long.
What about your roommate that you're living with now? Your
They're
housemate?
gonna stay where they are. Actually, in the flat that we're in for now. So one of my roommates was also looking to buy at the same time, but me and him are really good friends, and we've had the opportunity to invest in a bar.
Sick.
So he's putting all of his money into the bar rather than into a house, and he's going to continue renting for a bit.
What about, does this new house have an island kitchen?
It doesn't, but it does have a really nice yard, and I want to get a dog, and I need a yard that the dog can piss
Do you
in.
think it has a pond under the yard?
I'd be very surprised.
Do people have pools in the UK, or that's just not something even the richest person would even think about having an outdoor pool in a place called Liverpool?
So you're talking like the top 5 to 10% of people might have a pool.
Because because in England, I mean, it really just does not get warm enough, even in the summer. Enough days.
We get maybe a month of like 20 to 26 degrees
We don't
Celsius.
know what that. You got to do Fahrenheit for us, babe. Well, we don't know. Come on, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
70.
Is that official though? Because how much is 26 degrees?
20 sounds fucking cold to me.
Dude, I'm not getting in the pool.
70, I think 70 Fahrenheit is about 21. I think.
21 degrees, dude. It's what 70.
26 Celsius is 78 Fahrenheit.
So 78 degrees Fahrenheit. That's your hottest day.
That's like cancel work. We're going to the beach.
Wow. So it would be freezing in the pool because I feel like for us, we're getting in the pool if it's like 85 or over, so like 30 Celsius, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. So so that's the thing. Even like the football players and the big actors and actresses, there's no point for a pool.
They'll have an indoor pool.
Interesting.
They'll have basically like a big conservatory or extension on the house.
Right.
And the pool will be in there.
In there, and then they could, if they wanted to, when it gets really hot, they can take the top off or something like that.
Maybe. Yeah.
Wow. That's what a different life.
Yeah.
Because I would be considering different homes if my family didn't need to just live in water.
Yeah.
I just have a water family.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, can't you?
But you're water people. I mean, you're from England.
Yeah. What's a water people?
Like just people like I just feel Puerto Ricans because they just live on an island. They're just from the sea.
Yeah, I mean, I like water, sure, but like it's never. This is a cultural difference, Chris. You know, we're just
You
never.
could just pop yourself in a bathtub and you're like, it's fine.
I fucking love a bath.
Right.
I've got a Chandler Bing themed rubber duck.
Love
and
it.
me and him love a little bubble bath together.
But a big yard is important for people from
Yeah, because like
In there.
even the backyard I grew up with, and the yard I'm about to have is relative. It's about the size of this room, maybe. So and
the yard is as big as this room.
maybe. Yeah.
Sick.
But like we had a bit of a garden where I grew up, and we'd put like a football goal up, and I'd like play football with my dad in the backyard and stuff. So,
But there are people in England that have like apps. Like where does Ricky Gervais live? He's got to have a big backyard.
yeah,
He's got to have a pool.
I think he lives in Hampstead in like North London. So he'll have a fucking he'll have a garden.
Because in England, and I tried to talk to Russell Howard about this, but he just kept telling us that what did he keep calling penguins?
Business geese.
Yeah, he kept just saying that the Chinese call penguins business geese. I was like, I'm asking you about the economy of England. and so he was great. And so,
But that's Russell being like, I've thought of a joke and I'm gonna make sure it's in the edit.
He just kept telling us. He looked like a German lesbian, and we were like, dude, we love it. And so because I was interested, because when I was there with Hattie, our girl, she was saying like that even like the way comics think in America is different than the U.S. in the sense that like, you guys want to do fucking, if you sell out, you'll do 3 shows in a night, money, shows. But she was like, us, it's like, definitely do the shows, sell out, God willing, make money. But we also take it to account like you want to go to the pub with your friends after the show. Like there's a little bit of, she was like, not everything has to be bigger and better here, but in the U.S. it does. Do you agree with that? Or is Hattie just a stupid girl that's got a small brain?
Can both things be true?
Yes.
In the UK, I think the biggest difference there is that like whenever I do like a big show, if I do like my like the final night of my UK tour was Liverpool, hometown. And
Which venue?
The arena, the M&S Bank
Sick.
Arena. But I was just as much looking forward to the after party, which I
Right.
booked like the upstairs of a pub. I had like my friends who are musicians. They did some live music for us. Just like 55 pints of Guinness and just like a great night. So yeah, maybe there's a thought towards the social side of it as well. But like everyone is constantly chasing like the bigger room and the next bigger tour and whatever. What I think is the biggest difference between the top level of comic in the US and in the UK, because I think we've got some great comics.
Yeah.
But like often, like a comic in the UK will finish their tour, film their special or their DVD or whatever it is, and then they'll take a year off or 6 months off, and they won't do stand up for a year.
Right.
Whereas like I remember when Bill Burr did Paper Tiger in London.
Sure.
I remember seeing like 10 days or 2 weeks later, like the Comedy Store in LA put like a picture up, and he's like on stage with like scraps of paper, and I was like, they just start again.
Yeah.
You want to stay fit. You want to be in, and also. Like last night, I did New York Comedy Club and Paul Verzi was on.
Sure.
It was Paul Verzi and Giannis.
Yeah.
And
I was at the other New York Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Look at that. Damn it.
It was. I was like, in the UK, club lineups don't have comics like that on, even midweek. Like people who've got like a name and can sell tickets and have got like a big podcast and stuff. Like it's changing a little bit now, but like the real big names in comedy just don't really go and work out at the clubs.
They only go on their road weekends type thing.
So, like, when they're ready to start, like, trying new material, they'll book, like, a small theatre, or we call them art centres, and like they'll sell tickets to their mailing list. They'll be like, let's say this is someone who can sell like a 2,000 seat
Like a
theatre.
Russell Howard.
Yeah, so he'll book like a 150 seat theatre and it'll sell out in seconds, and he'll go and try his new material to his fans.
Got it.
And I think eventually that makes you a worse comic.
Sure. That the mindset in America would be just the opposite. Like Russell Howard or Ramesh was on, those guys sold out the arenas. If the guys at their level here, like Jim Gaffigan, I just was with Jim Gaffigan, just put a special out on Hulu last month. Mine comes out February 21st on Hulu. It's called It's Just Unfortunate. And and it's hilarious. I legally have to say that. But anyway, Jim Gaffigan, I was going to go on, and he was like, "Oh, Chris, can I just do 10 minutes? I'm just working on new stuff." And this guy just put his special out. I mean, 2 months ago, and he had 2 printed out pages with like highlighters and notes all over, and he just ripped like 15 new minutes. That killed. Yeah. And I was like, when he came off, I was like, "Are you already got the next special?" He was like, "I got about 50 minutes." I was like, well, "So what?" I just talked to him for a second. I was like, "So wait, so what is your?" Because I did my special's coming out in February, but I filmed it in March of last year. So I'm like, I have like maybe 15 new minutes, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my rule is when I film my special, I have to have at least half of the new special done, or I won't film the other one."
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's just another level of elite mentality, isn't it? Like,
right. Wait, no, was it Jim Gaffigan that said that? I was with Jim Gaffigan last night. Who fucking said that? Was it Ricky Velez?
He's great, by the way.
Maybe it was Ricky.
I worked with him the other night.
Oh yeah, he is fucking good.
He's so funny.
He's good, and he's one of those. He's also half Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
Ricky Velez, but he's not a water Puerto Rican.
What's the difference?
Because he's half white and half Puerto Rican, so the whiteness, he doesn't like the water and the sun as much as my family are full Puerto Ricans. Like when my daughters were born, they asked me right away. They're like, "It's what?" Because my wife was passed out because she doesn't want to use any medicine or anything like that, so she just went old school, fucking 1500s, just gave birth, no epidural, so she passed out from the pain. And they said, "What nationality is she?" I said, "She's Puerto Rican," and then they came with a bowl. And they just put my kid in the bowl because they were like, "Okay, so she's got to stay in this." And then every other kid was in a bassinet, but my kid was literally in like a goldfish bowl. And it was just swimming around because that's how she survived. And my daughter's constantly she has a constant like an IV of water.
So that makes them full Puerto Rican.
Yes, and they're of the water.
Okay.
And Ricky is dry. He's what we call a dry Puerto Rican.
I'm learning so much.
Right? I just made it up. Yeah. So, but dude, you bought a house. You got the biggest pod in the UK. You're from fucking Liverpool. You're doing the arena. You're growing your hair out. You might get married. Your brother's, finally getting his life together, it seems. The fucking Bindi is put the green room up. You're going to Austin. You're finding ways to get cheap flights. You're just killing it, dude. I mean, what else do you want? You're here for the inauguration of President Trump.
I'm going to be in Texas for it.
You're going to be in Texas for the inauguration of President. I mean, dude, what a life.
I'm excited.
How great are you?
I'm great.
Do you feel positive about your life?
I
you
love
got
it.
Good teeth.
Yeah. They're not like...
Are they fakes?
Born in. Well, they call it composite bonding. So I had like braces and they straighten it. And then they were like, "We're just going to go around, paint the edges of your teeth and make them..."
Yeah. Like Dan Soder got hair replacement,
I would do that immediately, by the way.
Yeah, and he calls them hair tits. He goes, "I got hair tits," which I thought was hilarious. But you maybe have some teeth tits.
Teeth tits. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone in the UK normally goes to Turkey to get their teeth or their hair done. That's like the place to go.
US too. They're going to Turkey. Everybody's going to Turkey now.
Yeah, because they have the best doctors, the best surgeons, and it's the cheapest. Whereas,
but you don't need that, dude. You're flowing.
Yeah.
Your hair's good, dude.
My granddad had long dark hair until he was 75, and then he went grey, and that was it. And I was like, I'll fucking sign up for that right now.
Right.
I'll take everything else.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking flowing, dude. Vito's got good hair too, but he's got a hat on.
Turkey is completely... we owe a lot to Turkey in the UK. All of our hair, all of our teeth. Well, I nearly got around to this before, but our night eats, you guys have late night pizza or maybe Chinese food or whatever. A lot of our Chinese restaurants, which is in my opinion, is our our food. Like, that's ours. I know.
Because you own the Chinese.
Yeah, that's ours. But they'll be shut like 10, 11. Whereas like at like 2 a.m. when you're like stumbling out of a bar or whatever, every like takeout place is Turkish or Kurdish or something like this.
Got it.
So they do kebabs, but they also all do pizza. So most of the pizza in the UK is made by Turkish people.
And it's good.
It's fine.
It's good enough.
It's fine and it's open.
Yes, no, that's all that. Especially when you're drunk. That's all.
2 a.m.
Is it true? One last thing. Is it true that in England, if you like have a drinking problem and you go to AA, that's like gay, and like people don't like it? It's like that's not like they're not giving like a badge of honor. Like you wouldn't be public and be like, I'm sober 10 years. They'd be like, what are you doing?
Yes, like my mum died from alcoholism. She drank 2 bottles of vodka every single day for 22 years.
Right.
No new liver, just like the same fucking one.
Yes,
she's one of the best to ever do it. Yeah.
Right. She's one of the best, and and people were almost like proud of what she was able to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course she died, but it's like that. Yeah, but you're fucking.
She went
living
down
the
swinging though.
Yeah, you're living the life.
You know what I mean? She wasn't like.
So she because it was fascinating to me where like because people drink a lot younger. You start drinking at what 16 in the UK?
Oh no, like well younger.
13, 14.
Yeah, even that's like, come on.
You would give honestly if you would give if I had a 10-year-old son, you'd give him a beer in the UK, no problem.
Yeah, I think I was probably 10, 11 when my dad first gave me a beer, but I probably had one before that.
So and then on top of that, you guys don't really drive drunk that much either.
No, that's really become frowned upon.
Right.
In like the last like 20 years. So 20, 30 years ago, I'm led to believe it was like, don't get caught. And then there was a huge campaign because people kept like doing it really drunk and killing people. Yeah. So they were like, hey, probably got to stop this. Right. And now it's like.
The country listens though. They follow the rules in the UK.
I mean, that's, yeah. They've really done well with that one. That's been a huge change like in my lifetime. The sort of social attitude towards drink driving has gone from, you can do it, to no, don't do that.
So like in the UK, will like the police, like you just randomly get pulled over and like the cops assert a lot of authority, or it's not really like that there?
I've, the only time I've ever been pulled over by the police is a light was switching to red, and instead of slowing down, I sped up to go through it.
Yeah.
And the police guy followed me, and he was like, what happened back there? And I just went, I just fucking wanted to get home quicker.
Just gassed it.
And he was like, just don't do that. And I was like, okay.
So no ticket, no threatening in jail. So you are not threatened in the UK by like the police can just arrest you at any time. It's not like that. They wouldn't do that. They really do feel like citizens that just have a badge type thing.
Yes and no. I mean, like it's a completely different relationship to what like you guys have with the police over there. But like, yeah, you're brought up like, especially where I'm from, like a working class like council estate in Liverpool. There's no respect for the police. Yeah, it's sort of like if the police come and like sort of try and because when I was in like groups of my mates when we were like teenagers and stuff, sometimes the police would be like, hey, and what's going on over here? And you'd just be taking the piss out of them. You'd just be laughing and like, yeah.
Should we leave that part in?
Fucking wow!
All right, take that
right
part.
At the end. Wow!
Yeah. Woo! I'm like Adam Rowe's mom. I don't give a fuck. No, so we can take that part out, but leave the other stuff in. But yeah, dude, because I feel like I've been thinking about that, like as I get older, where it's like we're always kind of worried, no matter what race, religion you are, we're always worried about like, if the cops pull you over, like you're going to probably get a ticket, and then at any moment they expect you're going to jail. Like there is a bit of a threat of that in the U.S.
Is it really that bad?
Not that bad, but there is always a threat. Like you can get arrested for really anything in this country. Like if you were jaywalking, you could technically get arrested. Where I feel like in other countries that they wouldn't. It takes a bit to arrest you. They're not trying to fill a quota, the UK police, to put people in prison.
No, so around Christmas time, a lot more people get pulled over then, because like we all drink a lot all of the time in the UK, but around Christmas people, they'll be shopping, buying people gifts for Christmas, and then they'll bump into a friend and they'll go and have like 4 or 5 drinks, and then it's like, oh, now I've got to drive home and I better be careful. So and the police are aware of that, so they will just randomly pull people over a lot more around Christmas and be I'm going to breathalyze you because you swerved around that last corner.
Right.
So, well, how the fuck else am I meant to take a fucking corner?
Yeah,
and like people do get in a lot more trouble around Christmas.
But do you feel like how many days in a row do you think? What's the longest streak you've ever had in your life where you've had at least one sip of alcohol in a row? How many days?
I mean, a month.
30 days in a row.
Yeah, probably the Edinburgh Festival.
Right. Every day drinking.
Yeah.
Because and by the way, it wasn't just one drink. You were having, like in that 30 days, you might have had 3,000 drinks.
Well, that would be 100 a day.
Just saying, dude. Look at your mom.
I can't.
Yeah.
For context, he's asking you this because he drank a glass of wine every day for 30 days and he thought he was becoming an alcoholic.
I thought it was an alcoholic.
No.
No, that would be a small gay woman in the UK.
Yeah. There's women in the UK who do that as like this is medicine. This
Pregnant
is
women.
This is
Pregnant women. That's funny. Pregnant women. do that.
But like this is good for me.
So okay. So like since you've been in the US, do you mostly drink beers?
Yeah.
Right.
So in the UK, I mostly pretty much exclusively drink Guinness.
But how are you not 400 pounds?
Most
people in the UK, you don't see these big fucking fatties like you see here in the US. You just see these fucking fatties here. But you don't see that as much in the UK, but yet you're drinking so much beer. So is it not the beer that makes you fat?
Well, like there's 200 calories in a Guinness.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have like 8 of them and then just don't eat for the day, then I'm in a calorie deficit.
It's true. And by the way, you've done that many times in your life where you have not had one bite of food.
No, like I'll have a bite of food, but yeah.
But see, for me, it's like if I'm going to drink all that beer, I just get hungry and I eat nonstop. But you don't do that. You just drink the beer. You don't eat. You
can really let the day go. The day can really get away from you right at the end. Like if you've had like if you've had 12 pints and you're hammered and someone's like, should we go get Chinese food? And then you just like, there'll be a table, there'll be 3 of us. It's this big. It's full of food. And you just eat until you
but nobody eats. You've never seen portions in food though, like you see here in the U.S.
No. So your portions are bigger. The way you cook the food, there's just more calories in your food.
Yeah.
So if you want to be fattier, and I truly believe that like to be as fat as your fatties are, you have to really want it.
Right.
Like that not like the fucking orcas, like that's not an accident.
Right.
Like they're committed.
They want it.
Yeah, they fucking want it. And if you want it, then this is the place to do it.
Right.
Because the portion sizes are insane. The calories within the portion sizes are also insane.
Yeah.
And you know, we love drinking so much in the UK that we sort of accommodate it into our calculation for how many calories we should be consuming. Like I hired a personal trainer and I was like, hey, look, once a week, I'm going to go out and put 10 pints away. I'm just going to do that. And he was like, cool. Well, that's 2,000 calories. So that means, you know, you're meant to have 14,000 calories for the week to be in a calorie deficit. So you can only have 12,000 of food.
Yeah.
So that's how much you've got for food.
Yeah.
And like,
and
we do it on a weekly basis, and that's how we accommodate you having 10 pints of Guinness when Liverpool play on a Saturday.
And it's been working.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick. Yeah, dude, see, I don't get drunk enough. That's the thing is like you, Adam, you have it set up where you say, I'm not getting drunk every day, but one day a week, I'm going to get fucking hammered and then wake up.
10 pints is not fucking hammered. 10 pints is like...
Like you're not even hungover the next day.
I'd feel 10.
Got it.
The next day, I'd be like, oh, fuck, I had a drink yesterday.
Right.
14 plus is like hangover.
Right.
And I think, like, you know, if Liverpool play at 12:30 and we win and it's a big game, if we're playing Everton or Manchester United, if we play at 12:30 and we beat them, I could be, you know, in the pub for 11:30. I've already been for breakfast. So from 11:30 onwards, you're drinking. And I could easily be out until 2, 3 a.m.
Just constantly drinking the entire time. The only thing you ate was breakfast.
Yeah, and you might stop for a bit of lunch.
Right. You might stop for a chippy. Wow. So that's amazing to me. What I'm realizing is I need to kind of carry on with a bit of keep calm, carry on. I need to carry on a bit with, I need to be more like a UK person where you kind of just, you drink alcohol relatively responsibly on the days you drink. You don't drink and drive, but I don't get drunk enough. I don't let loose. Like there's a one day a week you got to just get drunk and just rip a few lines.
Yeah, so like my best mate Carl, who's our producer on Have a Word, he
I like a name. I like a person's name, Carl, who's under 95 years old. That's fun to me. Just a young Carl.
is that an old name?
Carl
yeah?
and George. These are old names.
See, they're quite young in the UK.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Ian is quite an old name.
See, Ian's
Keith,
a more younger.
Alan, they're fucking gone.
Right.
They're not coming back either. They're
Right.
like Alfie's made a comeback. Albert has made a comeback.
Okay.
Keith is just dead.
Dead.
There's like 8 left, and once they're dead, that name will go with
Let's
them.
go. Okay. Makes sense.
But Carl's like that. Carl does drink every now and then, but he really struggles to fucking let go and whatever. But
That's what I need to do. Let go. Right? Do you
Yeah.
guys feel like I need to let go a little bit more at times? I'm a little too tense.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're just anxious. You're an anxious kid.
Yeah, but how do I get rid of? I don't want to be like that
I don't
anymore.
know, man. You're always looking for a new house. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Think you're an alcoholic because you have one sip of wine every day.
Yeah. I'm on blood pressure medicine.
Before, I don't know if you realize how chaotic you are, but like, you went on that tangent that's only available on Patreon, and then everything you said a few seconds later was exactly agreeing with the thing you flipped out about.
What that I said on this episode?
So just now you went crazy. That's on Patreon.
On the Chinese?
No, the police thing.
Oh, right.
And then seconds later, you said, but in this country, I feel like we're afraid we could get arrested at any time, no matter what.
Yeah.
You completely disagreed with the whole thing you went nuts about.
Capitulating.
he has every opinion.
Yeah.
And he staunchly defends all
Yeah,
of them.
I defend them all. I'm for the table. I'm for everyone. Yeah, I gotta calm the fuck down. I think I'm like my mom a lot, where she is just stressed out about things you don't even have to be stressed out about. So I gotta just let loose. I'm gonna get drunk tonight and drive my family around Long Island.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
But you're a sports fan as well, though.
Yeah, I
so
love
when you go
sports.
to a game, do you not get drunk? Do you not drink?
No, we sometimes we'll go. If we go to John and I went to the Knicks game, and we didn't really.
We had 1 beer each.
One beer each. We didn't get crazy at a
So
basketball game.
right, okay. Let's say,
I felt fat.
and let's say you went to a Knicks game. So
Yeah.
let's say the Knicks, right? It's the fucking NBA Finals,
Right.
Game 7. It's tied up at 3-3, and you're going to the game. You got good seats. You're not. That's not like a big drinking occasion for you.
We would probably have a couple of drinks, but we'd be like, we don't want to get drunk because we want to watch the game. Which is
It's the gayest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Dude.
You could have said then, no, because then we won't get hard and we won't be able to fuck each other.
Yeah.
And that would have been less gay.
Less gay.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, they're filming the game. Watch it back the next day.
Yeah. So you're saying I could only watch this game if I'm drunk?
No, I do want to remember the game too. But, right, so here's a good example. Let's say, so Liverpool are currently in a semi-final of one of our cup competitions in the UK. If we get to that final, the final is on, I think, the 9th of February. It might be the 10th.
February 9th for the people listening
Or
in the
March.
US.
March. Right. And what will happen that day is, assuming I've got tickets for the game with me and my mate Josh,
I'll get you tickets. I'll bet you right. I'll get you tickets along with John.
we will get up. We will, the game will be a 4 p.m. kickoff, so that means you've got to be in London for lunchtime. So we've probably got to get like a 9 a.m. train. We will get up, we will get into the city centre, we'll get on the 9 a.m. train, we will get a case of beer, and we will drink on the train into London. We will drink on the train from the centre of London out to the stadium. There'll be a fan park near the stadium. We'll drink in the fan park. We'll drink before the game and at halftime during the game. They don't let us drink in the bowl. Like, in the stadium, you can't take beer in
As a fan, you can't take
No.
beer. Wow. What the
you
hell?
can if it's an NFL game, if it's a football game, like a soccer game. They're like, we've got to give you 45 minutes where you can't do that.
Right.
So, like, you sober up during the first half time. Like, if you time it well, this is what you do. So, we have each half's 45 minutes. So, obviously, at half time, the concourse, like where the bars are and the food stalls and stuff, it gets fucking busy at half time.
Okay.
So there's huge lines for the bars and the drinks and stuff. So what you do, you toss a coin. Me and you are at the game, right?
Yep.
On 42 minutes, we toss a coin. If you lose, you go down now and you go and get 4 beers. You get 2 for me and 2 for you before the lines are there. I get to watch the end of the first half. I come down, I meet you, and we've now got 15 minutes to drink 2 beers each, and then we go back up for the second half.
Wow.
And then after that, you go back to the fan park, and the train down's good, but also the best way to go to a big game like that is on the coach, because then if you win, then the coach home takes about 4 to 6 hours, and you just drink and sing the entire way home.
Wow. Dude, the fact that anyone lives past 40 is wild. But actually, see what he was saying, because at first the natural pathway in my brain is saying that's a lot of alcohol. I could do that. I would have so much anxiety, blah, blah, blah. But then as he's saying, you just keep drinking and he's lighting up and he's having fun and that's infectious. You start to say, yeah, you're drinking, which isn't good for your health, but you're also letting go and having fun, which is good for your health.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you're probably healthier.
Net positive.
So you don't even have high blood pressure or cholesterol. You're good.
Yeah. Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. So you don't even give a shit. So this is what I'm saying. I'm waking up every morning taking a blood pressure pill, and it's like that's probably why my blood pressure is high, because I'm fucking stressed out about my health.
Yeah.
Just let go. Have fun.
Just don't worry about it.
Yeah, just who cares?
Yeah.
I fucking love Adam. Dude, this is great. Okay, so we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to get drunk, and we want to try to have I want to try to have like a British sports day for American sports.
Yeah. Or, I tell you what, next time you're in the UK, if there's a Liverpool game, you come with me. I'll get your ticket.
Yeah.
And I'll take you through one of my days as a Liverpool fan, and you just got to follow suit.
Great. I just got to do everything you do.
Yeah.
I will probably pass out at some point, right? I mean,
yeah.
Like, guys, is there anybody in like the UK, or is it very, very rare, like a guy who doesn't drink? Or that's extremely rare?
No, and also, the generation behind me, there's a lot of people being like, oh, I don't really drink now, or they don't drink at all. And more people are quitting, and there's a lot more alcohol-free beers and stuff in bars and whatnot.
And those are
people take breaks.
Those are filled with cum.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is. It's a big glass of cum.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, I'm saying a lot. These are big occasions, and I'll take a month off or 2 months off drinking.
Not one sip of alcohol.
Yeah. And then I'll train for a half marathon, and then the second I finish the half marathon to the pub.
Start drinking. I love it, dude. I told you. How long did I tell you we would do? 30 minutes?
Said 20, 30 minutes.
And how long is it?
We're at an hour and 10 right now.
That's what it is.
You've done this the last 2 episodes.
The last 2 episodes, I said, guy, don't worry about it. Russ had to catch a plane. I said, we're doing 15 minutes with you, buddy. Short and sweet. It's PR. People are outside.
To the point where people were commenting on the episode. You keep telling him the interview's about to be over, and you keep going longer.
What are you going to do for the rest of the day?
What am I going to do for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
So, a couple of friends of mine, one of them lives here now, and another one's over. I had a beer with them last night. We're going to go for lunch. And then tonight, a friend of mine from years ago, we used to do the UK club circuit together, and he now lives here. He's at the Cellar, so I think I'm going to go and see him tonight.
What's his name?
Chris Turner.
Oh, Chris Turner, yeah.
Yeah. So we used to work together when we both first started. I haven't seen him for fucking 10 years or something.
Right. He's the guy, does he rap at the end?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he messaged me and was like, oh, you coming over? Like, whatever. But I've got like a 10 a.m. flight to Austin, so I'll be in bed relatively early. I've got to be at JFK for...
Are you going to have a beer today?
Maybe.
At lunch?
Maybe.
A lunch beer.
But probably not. Probably not.
No?
No.
Where are you going for lunch?
I have no idea. Sorry. Any recommendations?
What part of the city?
Probably around here.
Ribalta. Nice fucking Italian joint. Beautiful pizzas. You can taste just like these Turkish pizzas that you like.
I
fucking beautiful. Or you could go to this place. It's called British Chippies. British Chippies Pie Company. It's right over there at fucking First Avenue. It's called, the name of the place is called I'm fucking British.
Do you know people from Liverpool hate being called English and British?
But aren't they in England?
Yeah.
So then what do they want to be called?
Like, Liverpool wants to be its own little thing.
Oh, okay. They're like Texas. They want to be like, want to what is that called when you break off?
Secede.
They want to secede from England.
I think if Liverpool were given a vote of independence, they'd probably take it. It would be catastrophic economically, but I think they would do it.
Why doesn't Liverpool want to? Are they not with the English pride?
No. So there's first of all, we've got like a lot of Irish immigration is what Liverpool's built on, and so the Conservative government, and especially back in the days of Maggie Thatcher, like they just don't like us. Like there's a memo that got leaked where Margaret Thatcher was like, we don't win any votes in Liverpool, so why don't we just leave them to rot? Like an official
Why don't we
UK
just give them to ISIS?
Just give them fucking away.
Yeah.
So we've always felt like disconnected from like central government and stuff. And then when it comes to the football, we really everyone sort of hates us because we're mouthy and fucking loud.
Got it.
So like we just like we don't. When England, the football team, play, I just don't really give a shit. Like, I kind of want them to win, but when they don't, I'm like...
Oh, so the World Cup, you kind of don't give a shit?
No, not
Is there
really.
anybody from Liverpool on the English national team?
Yeah, there's a couple, and I want to see them do well. But, like, I would rather... So, like, that cup I told you that Liverpool might win. So, in UK football, if you're a good team, you're in 4 competitions from the start. You're in the Carabao Cup, you're in the FA Cup, the Champions League, and the Premier League. And you got a chance to win all 4 trophies. The Carabao Cup is the least respected.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one. That one sounds like a cheese.
Yeah, well, it's sponsored by an energy drink. Carabao's like a shit energy drink. I'd rather Liverpool win that once than England win 10 World Cups.
Wow. That's crazy. See, that's fascinating to me. There's no place in the United States that's like that.
Well, would you rather the Knicks win the fucking whatever you call it?
NBA championship?
Or Team USA win gold at the Olympics? In the basketball.
That's a good point. I would rather the Knicks win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Team USA is like, but I'm rooting for them hard.
Yeah.
But I don't, you're right. I don't really.
You got no fucking weekly connection to it.
Yes. That's a good point. All right. That's a good point. John, come on. Got to ask something.
Go Pelicans.
That's it. That's his favorite team. There's a basketball team called the New Orleans Pelicans. Okay. And I'm like, John, it's like a made up team. Imagine I came to the UK and I said we got a new franchise opening up in Liverpool. They're called the Liverpool Pelicans. Would you guys be like, what?
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, it'd be like,
of course we would.
That'd be fucking crazy, dude.
When you guys go to the Super Bowl, you should take them to a Pelicans game also.
Oh yeah, New Orleans, yeah.
So wait, you support the Pelicans and Buffalo
Bills,
I do, yeah. I'm
John,
from New York, so I like the Bills, and then
he likes the Pelicans. Yeah, I don't know why he likes the Pelicans, dude. He's like a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, where the fuck's that come from?
Random team. When they drafted Zion, I decided to follow.
I tried to pick some American teams because I like all of the sports.
Right.
I really do like them all. And like with the NFL, I was like, I'm going to pick a fucking team. And I just can't care. Like when Liverpool play, it affects my mood for like the week. Mm-hmm. And I was like, if I haven't got that level of like energy and connection with it, then I just can't give a fuck. So,
yeah, I get it.
Like I want whoever's losing to win.
Yeah, underdogs.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Dude, what a day. What a pod. I mean, dude, I learned so much about Liverpool. We learned a lot about the Chinese. We learned about Adam's mom, Adam's eye, which, by the way, dude, I did not. You have, your eye is sexier than Ramesh's, I think. How did that happen, your eye?
I was born with it. So it's a lazy eye lid. So the lid hangs lower. I've actually got a spare muscle in there as well.
Oh, so you're actually even more you have more muscle than most guys.
I've got a thigh muscle in my left eyelid.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
So when I was born, and it would like I could show you a picture of when I was like a real young kid, and it's really like closed.
Yeah,
it's really closed over. So I had 4 surgeries as a kid, and the first 3 were the same. They just like stitched it.
Yeah.
But they would use like dissolvable stitches, so as soon as it dissolved, it would just fucking swing back down.
Yeah.
So the 4th operation, they were like, we should probably figure out what the actual problem is rather than just trying to stick it up.
Yeah.
So I had like a muscle weakness here, and he took a muscle out of the top of my right leg and put it in. And
that's sick.
It is, but also, well, there's a couple of things. First of all, muscles don't work unless you use them.
Right.
So if I rest my face, it still hangs lower.
Right.
But if I open it, if I put like both eyes at maximum capacity, like
holy shit, there it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's got a thigh in it. You know?
You have a thigh in your eye.
I got called thigh eye at school for 5 years.
Dude, your eye looks wild when you go. Dude, when he goes like that, it's sick. That has to be the thumbnail. That's got to be the thumbnail, dude. Dude, that's because I got to be honest with you. The way your eye looks right now, I like it, dude. I like it because it's it's like you have one, like it's like almost like an Asian culture eye. You like it. You look like
I've had a lot of anti-Chinese abuse my whole life.
Right.
Despite having no Chinese heritage.
No, because it is, but it's nice. It's like if I just cut off, if you had like no beard and I just wasn't looking at the side of your face, I was just looking at you right here. You look like a beautiful Asian woman. You look like a gorgeous Chinese exchange student that I want to, right?
Do you know so when I go to sleep, and this is true, my left eye stays slightly open, like it's just slightly ajar. And when I was a kid, I hated it. So like I like if I ever got like in an argument with a friend over a game of football or whatever, the first thing they'd be is like bog eye, cock eye, whatever they want to say. So I already felt like insecure and like different enough with it. So I never told any of my friends that like it stayed open when I went to sleep. And then the first time we had a sleepover, we were also underage drinking. Yeah. So I got hammered and I fell asleep first. Right. And it was the first time my 3 mates had seen me asleep and they all thought I was dead.
Really?
So they went and woke my mum up.
Wow.
And was like, Adam's dead. And she was like, what do you mean? They were like, well, we got the guy who lives at number 43. He went to the shop and he got us some cider. Yeah. And we've drank it. And Adam's drank too much and he's fucking dead. And she was like, by this point, I'm in the other room and my other mates have woke me up so I can hear what's going on. She's like, how do you know he's dead? And they're like, well, he's on his back and he's out, but his eyes are open. And she was like, don't worry about that.
He's just sleeping.
That's just what it. Like,
yeah, your mom was like, I'm too drunk to deal with this, so maybe he's fucking dead. I'm like, oh, fuck. Adam Rowe, everybody. Where can people see you, find you?
Instagram is Adam Rowe Comedian, and yeah, there's 4 specials on YouTube. The most recent one went out in November. That's called What's Wrong With Me. There's one called Juicy, which is one long story of a breakup, a fictional breakup. And then there's Imperious, and the first one I put out was called Club Comic. That was years ago. But go and watch the most recent one. That's What's Wrong With Me, and it's on the Have a Word Pod YouTube.
And Have a Word Pod, biggest, hottest pod in the UK, baby. All right, folks, thank you so much. For those of you wondering, my sweater is from Old Navy.